Alright everyone, thank you for joining my study. I'm going to show you 2 ways to use this Splice Create AI tool. So the first way starts off from the website, which should look something like this. As we can see here, you can pick from a variety of styles or genres. So let's just go for Chill Lounge. And as you could tell, it sort of thrusts you into a randomly selected assortment of samples. So here it starts off with 4 random samples and 4 empty tracks where we could add stuff. And we also have a variety of options above and on each track. So let's break things down. Here's our play and stop. Here's where we can select the genre. So let's go for lo-fi instead. We can change the BPM, so let's do that. And we can also undo or just create a totally new stack. So now the options attached to these tracks themselves, we can add a new one and decide which sort of instrument it should be. So let's add some guitar in here. And let's say this is a bit too busy for me, so let's get rid of this synth. Oh, that wasn't what was creating that sound? Oh, it was actually this effects thing. So as you can see, we can solo different tracks, we can also mute them, and we can just regenerate them and it'll keep the same instrument type, so this will create another effects. Interesting. And each track also has a volume option. Let's say I don't want any effects. So let's unmute everything. So that's sort of how you fool around with this. I kind of want something more interesting than lo-fi. Let's do like hip hop. Trying to figure out what is that weird sound. This sounds cool. It's this one. Okay, so let's say I'm into this. Then what I can do is save it, give it a name, and you can always go back to your saved stacks in this menu right here and browse them. Let's say I want to export this so I can actually integrate into a project. So what you can do is get the stems, or if you have Ableton, you can apparently click this Ableton button. If I click the stems, it says, okay, 3 samples, this will cost you 3 credits. And it'll download them up there. They'll be zipped, so let's extract them. Now I have my smoky windows samples. I can throw them into a project. Let's make sure the BPM of the project file itself matches that of the samples, just to make our lives a bit easier. And let's throw them in. So this part's a bit specific to Reaper. It could be different in your DAW. But let's make sure we add them on separate tracks. And then from there, it's fair game. You can mess with these however you want. So that is method 1 of using Splice Create. The second method is, let's say you are working on a project. Let's say you have Splice open. Say you found this acoustic guitar sample that really appealed to you, and it has to be a loop. Incredible. Well, let's just say we like the sample, then we can also start the create process from in here. Okay, I kind of like this. Wow, Latin. So let's say that I'm digging this now, and I can do the same process, save it, export into my project. This method of using Splice Create, you could sort of integrate it deeper into your production process. So that's the second method of using Splice Create. I hope that this tutorial was effective. There were none already created, because I guess this is in beta. But yeah, thank you for participating in this study, and I'll see you in 1 week.